Welcome to Wisdom and Wealth, the channel dedicated to helping you navigate life with wisdom and financial savvy, especially if you're over 40. Are you tired of feeling tossed around by life's challenges? Do you long for a sense of unshakable peace, a calmness that remains even when faced with criticism, problems, or seemingly chaotic situations? Imagine a life where you possess the inner strength to remain serene, no matter what storms may rage around you. It's not just a dream, it's an achievable state of mind. Today, we'll delve into 10 powerful Buddhist teachings, offering practical tips you can implement right now to cultivate this very resilience and inner peace. As Buddha wisely said, peace comes from within, do not seek it without. These teachings aren't just ancient philosophical ideas, they are tangible tools to help you build an unshakable, tranquil foundation within yourself. So, if you're ready to embark on a journey to master your inner peace and ensure that nothing can disturb it, keep listening. This could be the wisdom you've been searching for. And if you haven't already, please consider liking and subscribing to Buddhist doctrine, we'd really appreciate it. These teachings are especially relevant for those of us who have weathered a few decades and accumulated a wealth of life experience. Whether you're grappling with daily stress, persistent negativity, or a pervasive sense of uncertainty, these teachings offer concrete strategies to remain strong and calm. They're not about escaping reality, they're about changing how you respond to it. They empower you to become the master of your own emotional state, rather than a victim of external circumstances. Throughout this video, we will dissect these 10 powerful Buddhist principles, offering practical advice and real-world examples that you can easily incorporate into your daily routine. We will discuss how to set firm purposes, cultivate non-attachment, guard your mind against negativity, practice compassion, and ultimately build an unshakable ethical code. These are not just abstract concepts, they are actionable steps that can transform your life from one of anxiety and reactivity to one of serenity and resilience. They are tools designed to empower you. And remember to like and subscribe to the Buddhist Doctrine channel for more of our content, you don't want to miss it. Let's start with the first teaching, firm purposes, building resilience. Resilience, that invaluable ability to stay strong during tough times, begins with having firm purposes. This means clearly defining what you want in life, what holds genuine importance to you, and what guides your decisions. When your goals and values are clearly articulated, they act like a beacon, a bright star illuminating your path and helping you maintain focus and calm even when faced with adversity. Think of your clear goals as a detailed map guiding you on a long and challenging journey. This map, born of firm purposes, gives you the strength to persevere, no matter how treacherous the road, because you know precisely what you're working towards and, more importantly, why it matters so deeply. In the face of setbacks and detours, your firm purposes serve as an anchor, reminding you of the bigger picture and preventing you from drifting aimlessly or succumbing to despair. Buddha once said, "Your work is to discover your work and then with all your heart to give yourself to it." This profound statement highlights the fact that each of us possesses a unique and significant purpose in life. Once we uncover that purpose, we must dedicate ourselves wholeheartedly to pursuing it. To reinforce your firm purposes, take a moment each morning to reflect on the things that are truly important to you and the goals you aspire to achieve. This simple ritual helps you stay committed and focused, regardless of the challenges you encounter. By keeping your purposes clear and reaffirming them regularly, you build a strong internal foundation that empowers you to face any obstacle with confidence, knowing precisely what you are fighting for. Even when life throws curveballs and presents unforeseen hurdles, your firm purposes will help you stay on course, like a sturdy ship navigating a stormy sea. This inner strength and clarity will guide you through the inevitable ups and downs of life, helping you remain resilient and grounded. By practicing this each day, you'll be more prepared to handle anything that comes your way. Now, let's explore the second teaching, become untouchable. Can you imagine possessing the power to remain calm and peaceful, regardless of the words or actions of others? Buddhism teaches that a significant portion of our suffering stems from our reactions to people and situations, not from the events themselves. The core principle here is that no one can truly hurt you without your consent. This means that while you cannot control the external circumstances that unfold around you, you retain absolute control over how you choose to respond. When you fully grasp this concept, you seize control of your own emotions, and the actions of others lose their power to inflict pain unless you allow them to. When someone hurls an insult or attempts to provoke you, you have a choice. You can allow their words to penetrate your defenses, causing sadness or anger, or you can choose to remain unaffected. By consciously deciding not to take negative words or actions personally, you become untouchable. This doesn't mean that unpleasant things won't happen or that people will refrain from saying hurtful things. It simply means that these external factors will no longer disturb your inner peace. You remain calm and centered, regardless of the surrounding chaos. Buddha wisely said, "You will not be punished for your anger, you will be punished by your anger." This means that when you succumb to anger, it's not the external situation that inflicts the most harm, it's the anger itself that causes pain. When you become enraged, you might say or do things that you later regret, leading to further complications and suffering. But if you choose to remain calm and resist the urge to become angry, you protect yourself from this cycle of suffering. So, how can you cultivate this untouchable state of mind? The next time someone attempts to upset you, pause for a moment, take a deep breath, and remind yourself that you are in control of your own emotional responses. You don't have to allow their words or actions to disrupt your peace of mind. And if you haven't already, please consider liking and subscribing to the Buddhist Doctrine channel, we'd really appreciate it. Instead, choose to remain calm and let the negativity pass by without internalizing it. Imagine erecting a shield around yourself, protecting your inner peace from harm. Through regular practice, you will find that fewer things bother you. You will develop greater inner strength, and the actions or words of others will lose their power to disturb your tranquility. It's not about ignoring problems or pretending they don't exist, it's about addressing them with a clear and calm mind, enabling you to make better decisions and remain true to yourself. Becoming untouchable isn't about being cold or distant, it's about safeguarding your inner peace and making conscious choices about your emotional responses. When you master this skill, you can move through life with confidence, knowing that regardless of what happens, your inner calm remains secure. Remember, your peace is precious, and you have the power to protect it. Choose to be untouchable, and nothing will shake your inner calm. Remember to subscribe to Buddhist Doctrine. Let's dive into our next teaching, insult and defense. Life inevitably presents moments where others may insult you or act offensively. While such encounters can be hurtful, Buddhism teaches us to view them as opportunities to practice patience and self-control. Instead of reacting impulsively with anger or feeling deeply wounded, try to recognize that these insults often reflect more about the other person's internal struggles than about your own worth. When someone insults you, it's easy to perceive their words as a personal attack. However, if you pause and reflect, you'll realize that the insult often stems from the other person's own feelings and issues. Perhaps they are experiencing anger, sadness, or insecurity, and they are projecting these emotions onto you. When you understand this, it becomes easier not to take the insult personally. You can consciously choose not to let it affect your self-perception. Buddha taught, hatred does not cease by hatred, but only by love. This is the eternal rule. This means that responding to hatred or anger with more hatred or anger only exacerbates the situation. Conversely, responding with calmness, understanding, and even kindness can break the cycle of negativity. When someone insults you, responding with love and patience not only helps you maintain your own peace but may also help the other person see things differently. So, the next time you encounter an insult, take a deep breath and remind yourself that you have the power to choose your response. You don't have to let the insult define you or hurt you. By refraining from reacting with anger or taking offense, you protect your own peace of mind. This prevents the unnecessary suffering that arises from clinging to hurt feelings. When you choose not to take offense, you are practicing a powerful form of self-control. You are prioritizing your inner peace over someone else's negativity. This doesn't mean that you should ignore inappropriate behavior or pretend it doesn't bother you. it means that you address it in a way that preserves your own strength and calm. Over time, you will notice that insults affect you less and less. You will be able to maintain your composure even when faced with rudeness or offensive behavior. This is a valuable skill that will help you preserve your inner peace, regardless of the words or actions of others. Remember, you can't control what others say, but you can control how you respond. Choose to respond with calmness and understanding, and you will safeguard your inner peace. Now let's look at number 4, if someone speaks ill of you. It's natural to feel hurt or upset when someone speaks badly about you. Our initial response might be to defend ourselves or become angry. However, Buddhism teaches us to handle these situations with composure and kindness. And now number 4, if someone speaks ill of you, it's natural to feel hurt or upset when someone speaks badly about you. Our first reaction might be to feel defensive or angry, but Buddhism teaches us to handle these situations with calmness and kindness. When someone speaks ill of you, it's important to understand that their words are often more about their own problems or insecurities than about who you really are. Their negative words don't define you, and you don't have to let them affect your peace of mind. Think of it this way, when someone talks badly about you, they might be struggling with something inside themselves, like jealousy, anger, or sadness. They might be trying to bring you down because they feel bad about themselves. When you realize this, it becomes easier to stay calm and not take their words to heart. Their negativity doesn't have to change how you see yourself or how you feel. Buddha wisely said, "Speak or act with an impure mind, and trouble will follow you." This means that when people speak or act out of anger, jealousy, or other negative emotions, it often leads to more problems, not just for others but for themselves too. So, when you hear someone speaking badly about you, remember that their words might bring trouble to them, but you don't have to let them bring trouble to you. Instead of getting upset, focus on staying centered and true to your values. Your actions and the way you live your life are far more powerful than any negative words others might say. If you continue to act with kindness, honesty, and integrity, those who know you will see the truth about your character, no matter what others say. It's also helpful to practice compassion in these situations. Try to understand that the person speaking ill of you might be going through something difficult. By responding with compassion instead of anger, you can maintain your inner peace and even help the other person see things differently. This doesn't mean you have to accept or agree with what they say, but it does mean you choose not to let their negativity disturb your peace. And please be sure to like and subscribe to the Buddhist Doctrine channel, it really helps the channel grow. When you encounter negative talk, let your actions speak louder than words. Keep focusing on what's important to you, your values, your goals, and the way you treat others. By doing this, you show that you are confident in who you are and that other people's opinions don't define you. Over time, you'll find that you are less and less affected by what others say, and your peace of mind will grow stronger. In summary, when others speak ill of you, stay calm, focus on your values, and let your actions reflect who you truly are. This way, you protect your peace and integrity, no matter what others might say. Next, we'll discuss guarding your mind. Think of your mind as a garden where the things you focus on are like seeds that can grow into big plants. Just like a gardener chooses what seeds to plant and takes care of them, you need to be careful about what thoughts and emotions you allow to grow in your mind. Guarding your mind means being mindful of what you think about and what influences you let in. This is important because the thoughts and beliefs you nurture will shape how you see the world and how you feel inside. Buddhism teaches that our thoughts have a big impact on our lives. If you fill your mind with negative thoughts like fear, doubt, or anger, those thoughts will make everything around you seem worse than it really is. This can lead to feeling stressed, anxious, and unhappy. On the other hand, if you focus on positive and empowering thoughts, you will feel more peaceful, happy, and strong, even when life gets tough. Guarding your mind means choosing to focus on thoughts that lift you up and make you feel good about yourself and your life. It's not about pretending that negative thoughts don't exist or trying to push them away. Instead, it's about recognizing when those negative thoughts come up and deciding not to let them control you. You can acknowledge them and then let them go rather than letting them take over your mind. Imagine a gardener who wants to grow beautiful flowers or healthy vegetables. They have to make sure that weeds don't take over the garden, because weeds can choke the plants and stop them from growing. In the same way, you need to weed out negative or harmful thoughts so that positive thoughts can flourish in your mind. This helps you create a mental environment where you feel stronger, more resilient, and more at peace. To guard your mind, start by paying attention to what you think about throughout the day. When you notice negative thoughts creeping in, remind yourself that you have the power to choose what you focus on. Instead of letting those thoughts grow, gently shift your focus to something positive or constructive. Over time, this practice will help you cultivate a mind that is full of thoughts that support your well-being and happiness. And don't forget to subscribe to the Buddhist Doctrine channel to learn even more ways you can improve yourself and your well-being. In summary, guarding your mind is about being mindful of what you allow to take root in your mental garden. By choosing to focus on positive, empowering thoughts and letting go of those that drag you down, you create a strong, peaceful inner world that helps you face life's challenges with confidence and calmness. One effective way to guard your mind is through mindfulness meditation. This practice helps you become more aware of your thoughts and emotions, allowing you to observe them without judgment. By regularly practicing mindfulness, you develop the ability to notice when negative or unhelpful thoughts arise and gently guide your mind back to a more positive and focused state. Buddha said, "The mind is everything. What you think you become." This highlights the importance of keeping your mind clear, focused, and positive. By guarding your mind against negativity and cultivating positive, empowering thoughts, you protect your inner peace and build the resilience needed to face life's challenges with grace and confidence. The sixth thing you can do is overcome fear and shame. Fear and shame are two very strong emotions that can stop us from living our best lives. These feelings often come from deep-seated beliefs and past experiences, and they can create invisible walls that hold us back from going after our dreams, building meaningful relationships, and being our true selves. In Buddhism, overcoming fear and shame is seen as a key part of finding inner peace and becoming strong inside. Fear is usually a reaction to the unknown or the possibility of losing something important. For example, we might fear failing at something new, being rejected by others, or even succeeding and not knowing how to handle it. This fear can keep us stuck, making us afraid to try new things or take risks that could help us grow. Shame is a painful feeling of being flawed or not good enough. It often comes from a fear of being judged by others or not living up to what society expects of us. Shame can make us feel small and unworthy, causing us to avoid situations where we might be criticized or rejected. This feeling can be so strong that it stops us from going after what we really want in life. Both fear and shame can be paralyzing, meaning they can make us feel stuck and unable to move forward. They can cause us to miss out on opportunities that could lead to growth, happiness, and fulfillment. Instead of facing challenges head-on, we might shrink back and play it safe, which can keep us from reaching our full potential. Buddhism teaches that to overcome fear and shame, we need to confront these emotions directly. This means not running away from them or trying to push them down, but instead looking at them closely and understanding where they come from. When we do this, we can begin to see that these feelings are often based on old beliefs or past experiences that no longer serve us. By acknowledging our fear and shame, we take the first step toward letting go of their power over us. We can start to replace these negative emotions with more positive ones, like courage and self-acceptance. This doesn't happen overnight, but with practice, we can learn to face our fears and let go of our shame, allowing us to live more fully and authentically. In summary, fear and shame are powerful emotions that can hold us back from living our fullest lives. Buddhism teaches that by facing these emotions directly, we can overcome them and achieve greater inner peace and resilience. When we confront our fears and let go of our shame, we free ourselves to pursue our goals, form meaningful relationships, and express our true selves. And consider subscribing to Buddhist doctrine if you aren't already. The first step is to recognize that fear and shame are often based on mental constructs, stories we tell ourselves about who we are and what we are capable of. These stories are not fixed truths, they can be questioned, challenged, and ultimately changed. Mindfulness is a powerful tool in this process. By practicing mindfulness, you can observe your fears and feelings of shame without being overwhelmed by them. This detached observation allows you to see these emotions for what they are, temporary and often exaggerated responses to perceived threats. When you realize that fear and shame are not as powerful as they seem, you begin to loosen their grip on your life. Another important aspect of overcoming fear and shame is cultivating self-compassion. Buddhism encourages us to treat ourselves with the same kindness and understanding that we would offer to a friend. When you face fear or shame, instead of harshly judging yourself, try to respond with compassion and patience. This gentle approach helps dissolve the negative energy associated with these emotions, making it easier to move past them. Buddha said, "Even death is not to be feared by one who has lived wisely." This quote reminds us that when we live in alignment with our true values and purpose, there is little to fear and no reason to feel shame. By understanding the nature of these emotions and learning to transcend them, you can free yourself from their limitations and live with greater courage, confidence, and peace. Overcoming fear and shame is not about becoming fearless but about acknowledging these emotions, understanding their origins, and choosing to rise above them. It's about reclaiming your power and not allowing these feelings to dictate your actions or diminish your sense of self-worth. By doing so, you can approach life's challenges with a resilient and open heart, unburdened by the weight of fear and shame. Next, we'll talk about how to transform everyone into a relentless teacher. In the journey of life, we come across many different kinds of people, some who inspire us, some who challenge us, and others who may really test our patience. Buddhism offers a unique way of looking at these encounters. Every person we meet can be seen as a teacher, providing important lessons that help us grow both spiritually and personally. This idea of viewing everyone as a relentless teacher can change how we see and react to the people around us, especially those who frustrate us or make us feel insecure. It might seem hard at first to think of someone who criticizes you or causes you pain as a teacher. When someone makes us feel bad, our natural reaction might be to get upset or angry. However, Buddhism teaches that it is during these tough moments that we have the most chances to grow. Instead of just feeling hurt or angry, try to shift your perspective by asking yourself, "What can I learn from this person?" or "How is this situation helping me become a better version of myself?" When you start thinking this way, every encounter becomes a chance to learn and improve. One of the most important lessons we can learn from challenging interactions is patience. Patience is a key virtue in Buddhism and is incredibly valuable in maintaining your inner peace. When someone annoys or angers you, it's easy to react with frustration or even anger. But instead, if you see this as an opportunity to practice patience, you can start to change how you respond. The more you practice patience, the stronger it becomes. Over time, you'll find that you don't react as quickly or as strongly to things that once bothered you. Patience allows you to stay calm and composed, even when situations are tough. It helps you keep your inner peace intact, no matter what's happening around you. By practicing patience, you are not only learning to deal with difficult people or situations more gracefully, but you are also growing stronger inside. You become less reactive, meaning you don't get upset as easily, and you can handle challenges with more grace and wisdom. This idea of seeing everyone as a teacher also encourages you to look at your own behavior and reactions more closely. When someone triggers a negative emotion in you, instead of blaming them, ask yourself why you're feeling that way. What does this reaction say about you, and how can you use this experience to grow? By doing this, you learn more about yourself and start to see areas where you can improve. In summary, Buddhism teaches that every person you meet in life, whether they uplift you or challenge you, can be viewed as a teacher. By seeing others in this way, especially those who frustrate or anger you, you can turn every interaction into a learning experience. This perspective helps you cultivate patience, maintain inner peace, and grow into a better version of yourself. The more you practice this, the more resilient and composed you will become, allowing you to navigate life's challenges with greater wisdom and calmness. And please be sure to like and subscribe to the Buddhist Doctrine channel. It really helps the channel grow. Another important lesson you can learn from others is compassion. When someone acts in a way that hurts or offends you, it's often a reflection of their own suffering or inner turmoil. Instead of taking their actions personally, try to understand the pain or insecurity that might be driving their behavior. This shift in perspective can help you respond with empathy rather than defensiveness, deepening your compassion for others and for yourself. Viewing others as teachers encourages humility. It reminds you that you don't have all the answers and that there is always something new to learn, even from those who may seem less experienced or knowledgeable. This mindset keeps you open to growth and helps you avoid the pitfalls of arrogance or self-righteousness. Every person you meet, no matter their background or behavior, has something valuable to teach you, whether it's patience, compassion, resilience, or even self-awareness. When you encounter someone who challenges you, try to observe your own reactions closely. What emotions arise within you? What thoughts go through your mind? By analyzing your responses, you gain insight into your own triggers and patterns of behavior. This self-awareness is a crucial step in personal development, helping you to better understand yourself and in turn respond more effectively in future interactions. Buddhist teachings often emphasize the importance of seeing the interconnectedness of all beings. When you view everyone as a teacher, you are acknowledging this interconnectedness. You recognize that your interactions with others are not random or meaningless but are part of a greater tapestry of life that is continuously guiding you toward greater wisdom and enlightenment. Buddha said, "In the end, these things matter most. How well did you love? How fully did you live? How deeply did you let go?" By viewing others as relentless teachers, you engage deeply with these questions. You learn to love more fully by developing compassion for others, to live more fully by embracing each interaction as a growth opportunity, and to let go more deeply by releasing the need to control or judge others. It's also important to note that transforming everyone into a relentless teacher doesn't mean accepting harmful behavior or staying in toxic situations. Rather, it means finding the lesson in the experience, learning from it, and then choosing how to respond in a way that is healthy and aligned with your values. Sometimes the lesson might be setting boundaries or recognizing when it's time to walk away from a situation that no longer serves your well-being. By adopting the mindset that everyone you encounter is a teacher, you empower yourself to find value in every experience, even those that are difficult or painful. You develop a resilient attitude that allows you to grow continually, using each interaction as a stepping stone toward greater wisdom and inner peace. This approach not only enriches your personal journey but also fosters a deeper connection to the people around you as you come to appreciate the lessons they bring into your life. This Buddhist principle encourages you to embrace life with an open heart and mind, ready to learn and grow from every person you meet. Whether they bring joy or challenge, each person has something to teach you, and by recognizing this, you transform your life into a continuous, enriching learning experience. The eighth thing you can do is forge an unshakable ethical code. One of the most important teachings in Buddhism is the development of a strong ethical code, a set of moral principles that guide your actions, decisions, and how you interact with others. This ethical code acts like a compass, helping you navigate through life's challenges and uncertainties by giving you a clear sense of what is right and wrong. When this ethical code is firmly in place, it gives you stability and inner strength, allowing you to stay true to your values, even when you face pressure or temptations from the outside world. In Buddhism, this ethical code is often based on the 5 precepts, which are like promises you make to yourself to live a moral and compassionate life. These precepts are: avoiding harm to living beings, not taking what is not given, refraining from sexual misconduct, speaking truthfully, and avoiding intoxicants that cloud your mind. These are not strict rules forced upon you by others, but rather they are guidelines that come from a deep understanding of how all life is connected and the wish to live in a way that causes the least harm and the most good. The first precept, avoiding harm to living beings, encourages kindness and compassion. It reminds us to think carefully about our actions and how they affect others, including animals and the environment. The second precept, not taking what is not given, is about respecting the rights and property of others. It teaches us to be honest and fair in all our dealings. The third precept, refraining from sexual misconduct, is about treating others with respect and not causing harm through our relationships. This includes being faithful and considerate, understanding that our actions can have a big impact on others' lives. The fourth precept, speaking truthfully, encourages us to be honest and trustworthy. It's about using our words to build others up rather than tear them down. The fifth precept, avoiding intoxicants that cloud the mind, is about keeping our minds clear and sharp so that we can make wise decisions. It reminds us that our actions are often guided by our thoughts, and if our thoughts are clouded, our actions may not be in line with our ethical code. And if you haven't already, please consider liking and subscribing to the Buddhist Doctrine channel, we'd really appreciate it. By following these precepts, you create a strong ethical foundation that helps you make decisions that are not only good for you but also for those around you. This ethical code gives you a sense of purpose and direction, helping you stay true to your values no matter what challenges you face. It also helps you develop inner strength, knowing that you are living in a way that is consistent with your beliefs and that contributes to the well-being of others. In summary, the cultivation of an unshakable ethical code in Buddhism provides a clear guide for living a moral and compassionate life rooted in the 5 precepts. This code helps you navigate life's challenges with wisdom and integrity, ensuring that your actions are always in harmony with your values. When you forge an unshakable ethical code, you create a solid foundation for your life. This foundation acts as a source of security and confidence, knowing that your actions are aligned with your deepest values and beliefs. An ethical code is like the roots of a tree. When they run deep, the tree can withstand storms without toppling over. Similarly, a strong ethical foundation helps you weather life's challenges without losing your sense of self or compromising your integrity. Living by a strong ethical code also fosters trust and respect in your relationships. When others see that you consistently act with integrity and honor, they are more likely to trust you and value your presence in their lives. This trust is not just important in personal relationships but is also crucial in professional settings, where ethical behavior can significantly impact your reputation and success. An unshakable ethical code serves as a guide when you face moral dilemmas or difficult decisions. In moments of uncertainty, your ethical principles provide clarity, helping you navigate complex situations with wisdom and compassion. For instance, if you are faced with a decision that could benefit you personally but harm others, your ethical code will help you choose the path that aligns with your values, even if it requires sacrifice or difficult choices. Buddhism teaches that true happiness and peace come from living in harmony with ethical principles. When you act in ways that are consistent with your values, you experience a sense of inner peace and contentment, knowing that you are living authentically and honorably. Buddhism teaches that true happiness and peace come from living in harmony with ethical principles. When you act in ways that are consistent with your values, you experience a sense of inner peace and contentment, knowing that you are living authentically and honorably. This inner peace is not easily shaken by external circumstances because it is rooted in a deep commitment to your ethical principles. An essential aspect of forging an unshakable ethical code is the practice of self-reflection. Regularly taking time to reflect on your actions, thoughts, and motivations helps you stay aligned with your ethical code. It allows you to identify areas where you may have strayed from your principles and to make necessary adjustments. This continuous process of reflection and adjustment strengthens your ethical foundation over time, making it increasingly resilient. In addition to self-reflection, it is also important to seek out wisdom and guidance from spiritual teachings, mentors, and like-minded individuals who share your commitment to ethical living. Engaging with a community that values ethical principles can reinforce your own commitment and provide support when you face challenges to your integrity. Buddha emphasized the importance of living a virtuous life, stating, "The virtuous man delights in this world, and he delights in the next." This quote underscores the idea that living according to ethical principles brings not only immediate satisfaction and peace but also long-term fulfillment and spiritual growth. Another critical element of an unshakable ethical code is the understanding that ethical living is not about perfection but about striving to do the right thing, even in difficult circumstances. It's about making the best possible choices in each moment based on your understanding and awareness at the time. Mistakes will inevitably happen, but what matters is your commitment to learn from them and to continue growing in your ethical understanding and practice. An unshakable ethical code also helps you maintain your integrity in the face of external pressures such as societal expectations, peer influence, or material temptations. In a world where it is often easier to take shortcuts or compromise on values for personal gain, having a strong ethical foundation enables you to stand firm in your convictions. This steadfastness not only protects your inner peace but also sets an example for others, inspiring them to live with integrity as well. The ninth thing you can do is living according to nature. Remember to subscribe to Buddhist doctrine if you aren't already. In Buddhism, the concept of living according to nature is deeply intertwined with the idea of harmony, harmony within oneself, with others, and with the world around us. This principle emphasizes the importance of aligning your life with the natural order of things, understanding that there is a rhythm and flow to the universe that, when respected, leads to peace and contentment. By living according to nature, you learn to accept and embrace the way things are rather than constantly struggling against the current of life. At its core, living according to nature means recognizing and honoring the interconnectedness of all life. Everything in the universe is part of a vast, interconnected web, where each element plays a role in maintaining balance. When you live in harmony with this natural order, you are better able to flow with life's changes rather than resisting them. This doesn't mean passive acceptance of everything that happens but rather an understanding that there is wisdom in the natural flow of events and that peace comes from aligning with this flow rather than fighting against it. One of the key aspects of living according to nature is acceptance. Nature teaches us that everything is impermanent and constantly changing, the seasons change, tides ebb and flow, and life itself is a cycle of birth, growth, decay, and rebirth. By accepting the impermanent nature of all things, you can cultivate a mindset of openness and flexibility, allowing you to adapt to life's changes with grace and ease. This acceptance reduces stress and anxiety because you stop clinging to things that are inevitably going to change or pass away. For instance, think about how nature responds to challenges. A tree does not resist the wind, it bends and sways, adapting to the forces around it. Similarly, when you face challenges in life, living according to nature means being adaptable, bending without breaking, and finding ways to grow even in adverse conditions. This resilience, inspired by the natural world, allows you to navigate difficulties without losing your balance or sense of self. Living according to nature also involves recognizing and respecting the natural limits of your body, mind, and environment. In our modern world, there is often pressure to push beyond these limits, to work longer hours, achieve more, and constantly strive for progress. However, this relentless pursuit can lead to burnout, stress, and a disconnect from the natural rhythms of life. Buddhism encourages you to live in a way that honors your natural limits, recognizing that rest, reflection, and moderation are essential for maintaining balance and well-being. Buddhist teachings emphasize the importance of simplicity and contentment as part of living according to nature. He taught that true happiness does not come from external possessions or achievements but from a state of inner peace and contentment with what is. By simplifying your life and focusing on what truly matters, you can free yourself from the constant desire for more and find joy in the present moment. This simplicity aligns with the natural world, where everything exists in a state of balance and sufficiency. Another important aspect of living according to nature is mindfulness. Being present in the moment allows you to fully experience and appreciate the beauty and wisdom of the natural world. Mindfulness helps you to slow down and notice the subtle rhythms of life, such as the changing seasons, the cycles of the moon, or the simple act of breathing. This awareness deepens your connection to nature and fosters a sense of peace and belonging. Living in harmony with nature also means practicing compassion and respect for all living beings. Recognizing that all life is interconnected encourages you to act in ways that protect and nurture the environment. This might involve making more sustainable choices, reducing your consumption, or finding ways to give back to the natural world. By living in a way that supports the health and balance of the planet, you contribute to the well-being of all beings and create a more harmonious world. Buddha said, "Just as a snake sheds its skin, we must shed our past over and over again." This quote highlights the importance of continual growth and renewal, a principle deeply rooted in the natural world. Just as nature is constantly evolving, you too are encouraged to let go of old habits, beliefs, and attachments that no longer serve you, making way for new growth and opportunities. This process of shedding and renewal is essential for personal development and spiritual growth, allowing you to live more fully and authentically. In practical terms, living according to nature might mean spending more time outdoors, reconnecting with the natural world, and paying attention to the lessons it offers. And please be sure to like and subscribe to the Buddhist Doctrine channel, it really helps the channel grow. Our 10th step is to weaponize gratitude, cultivate relentless positivity. And now our 10th and final step, weaponize gratitude, cultivate relentless positivity. Gratitude is one of the most powerful and transformative principles in Buddhism, capable of changing even the most difficult situations into opportunities for personal growth and inner peace. The idea of weaponizing gratitude might sound unusual, but it highlights how gratitude can be used as a strong tool to combat negativity, fear, and suffering. By developing a habit of relentless positivity through gratitude, you can create a mindset that is resilient, joyful, and unshakable, no matter what challenges you face in life. At its core, gratitude is about recognizing and appreciating the good things in your life. It helps you shift your focus from what you don't have to what you do have, fostering a sense of abundance rather than scarcity. This change in perspective is incredibly powerful because it alters how you see and respond to the world around you. When you start to focus on the positives, you become better equipped to handle challenges and setbacks. Instead of being overwhelmed by difficulties, you begin to see the silver lining in every situation, which strengthens your ability to cope with life's ups and downs. In Buddhism, gratitude is more than just saying, "thank you," when things are going well. It's about cultivating a constant attitude of thankfulness, even when life is difficult. This type of relentless positivity allows you to maintain a sense of inner peace and contentment, regardless of what is happening around you. When you weaponize gratitude, you use it as a shield against negative emotions and thoughts that can easily take over during tough times. Gratitude becomes a tool that helps you stay centered and positive, no matter what life throws your way. One of the most profound effects of practicing gratitude is its ability to